Happy Friday, everyone! What's happening in the social media world? Let's find out. Just pressing all the buttons so we're going live. Hope you guys are well and have had a good week. It's very distracting. I'm seeing three of myself on the screen right now, which is weird. What's on today's show? What's happening in the world of social media? Or should I say, what's happening in the world of social media? On today's show, WhatsApp goes all business-like, or are going to. And what else? We have Instagram stories. They're coming to desktop, kind of. YouTube gets a fancy new design, and there's a few cool things that you can do on your mobile device on YouTube, which we'll discuss. Fake news. Facebook will get you. It's coming to get you. They have put in some fairly extreme measures to combat fake news. So we'll talk about that. And then something slightly left field I want to mention today, or is something that I was reading up about, the reason why our website needs to have an SSL cert. We'll talk about that later. And as ever, we will have the app of the week. What could it be? So without any further ado, let's dive in to this week's show. WhatsApp. Let's start there. Hands up here who uses WhatsApp. I think we probably all do at this stage. Something that happened this week or was noticed this week is some pages or businesses are having their WhatsApp account verified with a little green tick, just like other sites. So just like you have the verified pages on Facebook, verified pages on Twitter, verified accounts on Instagram. Same thing. So verified WhatsApp accounts. So it's an indication that WhatsApp, or aka Facebook, is starting to see WhatsApp as, I suppose, a business platform as well. And I mean, it's made for good social customer service. And I think that the rumours are at the moment that if you have a verified account on WhatsApp, which we can't get yet, but if we have it, the user can clearly see when they're conversing to that particular account that they're talking to the legitimate and the verified page and not an imposter. So there's no doubt that social customer service is a big deal. There's no doubt that WhatsApp has become just a form of communication for most people in the recent years. So this is an obvious one to embrace. They've also mentioned, or it's also been mentioned, that they seem to be testing out a standalone business app for WhatsApp. So it's like a business page app, I suppose, for WhatsApp, which presumably, even though I'm speculating here, presumably is an app that will make it easier for businesses to filter conversations and to reply to conversations on the WhatsApp platform. So there's actually going to be a standalone business WhatsApp app, apparently. So WhatsApp gets business-like. That's the first bit of news. What's the second bit of news? Well, that was exciting. Maybe this one isn't quite as exciting. But Instagram. Do you ever look at Instagram on your desktop? I know it's pretty weird. But anyone that looks at Instagram on their desktop will know that you can't see stories. In fact, there's very little functionality there at all. I can see what's happening. I can even leave a comment, but other than that, I can't publish or do anything on desktop unless I use a crafty workaround on my desktop computer. They've announced this week that Instagram stories, which was never visible on desktop, will now be visible on desktop computers. So if you went to Gary Vaynerchuk's Instagram account on desktop, you'd be able to view and consume his stories on desktop. That's it. So that's launching out on desktop, or launching to desktop and the mobile web. And in true form, I think Instagram said in the coming weeks and months. So if you don't have it now, don't panic, but it is coming. So Instagram stories now viewable on desktop. Third bit of news. Is there a third bit of news this week? Third bit of news? Anyone? YouTube. YouTube. Have you seen the new logo? So YouTube's got a fancy new design. It's very clean looking, very white. Its logo, to be honest, looks fantastic. They've moved the red bit from the logo and standalone red with a play button and a really nice YouTube font. Just to say YouTube. It's a lovely new logo. But certainly the design behind the new look is just really clean and slick. So it's dare I say it, it's looking more like a social network. It really is looking more like a social network. Also with the new design, I mean, a couple of really basic things which I quite like. If I record a video in vertical video like this, like a lot of us do, that video will play full screen in its full glory when consuming the video on the YouTube app on my phone. So vertical videos will now play in full screen and look much better, much slicker on the YouTube app. So there's a little development. Also, something which I didn't know about, I don't know whether this is new, but it's kind of cool, is if I'm watching a video on YouTube, if I double tap, now let me get my facts right here, if I double tap on the right, so I double tap here and watch the video, I double tap, that will fast forward the video 10 seconds. So it's like a really quick way of fast forwarding a video. If I double tap on the left hand side of the screen, it rewinds 10 seconds. Did you know that? Didn't know that. It's kind of cool. So if you're watching this video on YouTube and you want to get to the next bit of news, start double tapping on the right. You've missed something, double tap on the left. Didn't know that. So that's kind of cool. So fast forwarding and rewinding by double tapping on your mobile phone. So that's YouTube's fancy new design. Fake news creators, beware. Facebook's been coming after you for a while, and Facebook's had a major problem when it comes to fake news on its network. But they've announced something which is a step in the right direction, but possibly quite scary if someone had it in for you and wanted to sabotage your business. So what this is they've announced this week that if people start reporting your content as fake, they will ban you from advertising. So essentially what they're saying is if you create fake news, people report it to us, and it's fake news, we're going to prevent you from being able to promote any of your content or create any sort of ads on the Facebook platform, period. Now, this is something you can appeal. It's very unclear at the moment how long you could be banned for, but knowing Facebook and how busy it is and how vast it is, it could take forever to try to get back and place ads. So it's certainly something that one wouldn't want to risk doing. So essentially it's a severe threat by Facebook to say, don't post fake news or we will ban you from ads. Really good thing on the surface. Now my only issue here is sometimes in Facebook, reporting an abusive comment, it's difficult to get to someone. It's difficult to get a problem resolved. A lot of Facebook's business is automated, so if I'm banned because loads of people have reported me and some automated system bans me without a human being looking into my content, what's stopping people, businesses, sabotaging another business to try to prevent them from being able to advertise? I know it's quite extreme, but there's some freaky people out there. But so that's my only concern is, how can one appeal that, and how can we ensure that the people that would be banned to advertise on Facebook for using fake news are the right people? Anyway, interesting development, and it's good to see Facebook really clamping down on fake news. So that's really the main social media updates that I have seen this week. I'm sure there's been other cool stuff, but that's pretty much what I've seen this week. But something else, I want to go slightly left field here, something else that I was reading about this week, and I'm no expert. It was on Search Land, I think was the site I was reading, or Search Marketing Land. But essentially, you will notice when you go to a website, it will be http/ or https/. Now, essentially, secure sites and sites that have what we call an SSL certificate are HTTPS sites, right? HTTPS sites, and essentially these are more secure sites in the eyes of Google, and very much sites that definitely be HTTPS sites if you're processing payments or collecting data. And Google's been on about this for ages. It even says that your website may load faster. It also says that Google's likely to give you an SEO boost if you're HTTPS or over HTTP, right? Okay, so that's the reality. They've announced this week that come October of this year on Google Chrome, if your website is an HTTP website, i.e. does not have an SSL certificate, Google Chrome is going to warn your visitor that your site is not secure. And we all know if we get a pop-up or something telling us a site is not secure when we visit it, we usually leave it. Or a little bit wary of it. So particularly for collecting data or processing a payment, the last thing I would want to see if someone visited my website is Google warning that user that my site is not safe. So now is the time to look into getting an SSL certificate and to move your website from HTTP to HTTPS. And if that sounds bloody confusing, because it is, what I will say is, you can buy SSL certs, for as little as it's like a domain in the sense that you would buy it annually, your certificate. But I mean, it ranges from anywhere from kind of €9 upwards, depending on what you're looking to buy. So it's not a massive investment. It is a big pain, but now is the time to start to go to-do list for my website. Move from HTTP to HTTPS. So that's my little website piece, okay? So that's it for this week's news. So WhatsApp gets all businessy, Instagram stories coming to desktop, YouTube has a fantastic redesign, and fake news gets seriously clamped down on Facebook. They're going to stop you from advertising, and we need to look into getting an SSL cert for our website. We usually end the show with an app of the week, don't we? Well, this week is no different. So I've got two kind of apps of the week. Might throw in a third, but two apps of the week. One is an app called Swipeable. Swipeable is an app really for Instagram. So what it does is it allows you to take a panoramic photograph, or if you've taken a panoramic photograph or 360-degree photo for Facebook and you've uploaded to Facebook, because Facebook's cool like that, and you want to chop that panoramic or 360-degree photograph into perfect square images for Instagram. Heck, Swipeable's your only man. So what Swipeable will do is it will cut your 360-degree or panoramic image into up to 10 different images that you can then upload to Instagram. So if you've ever looked at someone's Instagram profile and they've stitched together 6 beautiful photographs together that fit together like a jigsaw piece, they've used an app like Swipeable. So you might want to check that out. Disclaimer, at the moment it's iOS. They claim it's coming to Android soon. I'm sorry about that. Then the final thing is, have you ever heard of Storeo? So Storeo, Storeo, is an app that allows you to record video and chop that video perfectly up so it suits your Instagram story. So if you've got into the storytelling business on Instagram and starting to create daily content in the story format, fair play, and you should. But it can be a pain with 15 seconds trying to say something in 15 seconds and then stop, and then saying something else in 15 seconds and so on. So that can be a bit of a challenge. So what Storeo is really good for is it makes that seamless. The only disclaimer with that, I think it might be iOS only, but is it has a little watermark on it saying Storeo. And if you want to remove the Storeo watermark from your videos that you're uploading to your Instagram stories, I think it's $9.99 to remove it forever. Heck, if that sounds hugely expensive, that's tenner, that's 2 pints. Greg, 2 pints to do that. A cheaper option that does a similar thing is there's a cool app called Cut Story. So CUT Story is another app that allows you to record and to chop up video into bite-sized chunks depending on the platform that you want to place it in. So another brilliant one for upping your Instagram or your Snapchat story game. So that's it. That's the end of this week's show. It's very sad as ever. It's the 1st of September, so we're back to business. Summer is over, and it's going to be a busy couple of weeks. So for me, Greg Fry, it's goodbye, and I will see you next week. Take care.